grab me, and I want to say, and it was a beautiful beach nonetheless, but the most memorable one was in Monterey, because we used to get up I had to get up at 4, be at the academy at 5, and at, let me tell you, 5 o'clock in Monterey, that means chest down, scooting right in the water. It's a little bit cold, but that is the most memorable one, and I had a great time doing it.
Yay. And Nicole, do you want to tell them where you're from?
I am currently in the universe of Florida right now. So that's where I am at, and getting some sun and some fun, because I got to be by the beach and the
Thank
water.
you very much. Keith Robinson, you are up.
Very good afternoon to you all from Ireland. And of course, it's, is it afternoon for you? It is. Yeah, it's after 12, isn't it?
Afternoon.
Okay, grand. Well, look, with Zoom, it doesn't matter. Sure doesn't. We're all on the same page. So I'll say hello to you all. And I'm, for anyone who doesn't know, that I am heavily involved in the health space. I talk to so many people with issues, and even talked to a few of them today. Who, one lady we were talking to her, she had a number of health challenges, and a colleague of mine, we did a call with her, and we went through a lot of information based on the issues she was having, and she kept having light bulb moments. She said, "That makes sense. That makes sense," and everything fell into place for her, because she was wondering, she was sort of stuck on the idea of labels. To me, labels don't matter because everything is an imbalance in the body, and you can rebalance the body. Therefore, the label is not applicable any longer. And the only reason there's labels put on things is to be able to add a whole ass load of medications to the label, not to the man or the woman. So I like making it easy for people. I like guiding people. Yeah, I had some great one-to-ones during the week, and think I have guided a number of extra people on the road to wellness. And that's what I love doing. Gladly help anybody.
Beautiful. Do you want to tell everybody what is the most beautiful beach you've been to?
I can't remember the beach, but there was a lot of topless on it.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez. You weren't looking at the water, I'm afraid, then.
No, there was too much more beauty to be watching.
Activity going on. Thank you very much, Steve. Jaya, Dr. Jaya, I have some news for you today. You have been selected as the business that we are all going to help today. So She did not know this. You can tell by the look on her face. So what we're going to do, Dr. Jaya, is I ask that every week we pick one business, and that we all do a testimonial, or we do a recommendation for that person on every site that I can find where we can put one. So if you have a LinkedIn page, please connect when people connect with you so that they can do a recommendation for you. And if you've got a Google business page, we'll do testimonials for you. If you have not met with her, please take the time to meet with her so that you can put something up. And guys, don't put up crummy recommendations. Like, don't put something that says, well, Dr. Jaya was a great doctor. Well, what good is that going to do? Don't be doing that. Be a little creative. Pretend you're in like kindergarten and they're asking you to talk about your favorite Christmas present. Do something really memorable. So Dr. Jaya, we are going to be doing that for you today. So when everyone gets their thank you, I will list the spots that you can leave recommendations or testimonials for her.
Thank you.
Dr. Jaya, you are up.
Yeah. Jaya Kasturi. I'm originally from India. I live in Naperville, Illinois. I've been a physician for 60 years and worked in 4 different continents. So I have tremendous experience, not only in Western medicine, but also now for the last 30 years in alternative or herbal medications and other forms of alternative medicine. And I'm a consultant with LifeVantage. The company is traded in the stock market, debt-free, one of the company which carries the most innovative product in health and wellness. Newsweek reported that this is the only company which has the scientifically made product recognized by all the universities in United States, and they named only this company out of all the companies that exist in the field of health and wellness. So that gives some credibility to our products. We make people to activate their own genes to make antioxidants, anti-inflammatory enzymes, your own collagen, and your own GLP-1. I'm 86 years old. I take all the products. The amount of energy I have, you cannot even imagine. I sometimes work uh, 3 hours, but mostly 2 hours a day. I'm able to do everything and not be tired at all, which is really phenomenal. So I just want more people to look at the company for the sake of opportunity. This is the best time to join the company. It's on the upward growth phase. And that's one of the reasons I'm really passionate about the science. And my best beach is Aruba. Go and see Aruba. Nothing like it. I could swim for miles in the ocean. That's a beautiful beach.
Excellent, excellent. I knew you would have a good answer for that because I know you love to travel. Beautiful. Thank you very, very much. Fred, we have not heard from you about your most beautiful beach. Yep. I know
Sorry.
you're there, Fred.
Yeah, I'm here. Apologies, was checking on stuff. Most beautiful beach? Good question. There's the one I nearly got killed on in Big Beach in Oahu. Best beach I've been to is the one I normally go to, which is Avila Beach in
Where's that at?
Avila, California. You will
I was
find
gonna
me.
say, I know you're not putting a beach in Chicago on that list.
No,
Nobody's doing that.
You will find
Beautiful.
you will find me on Avila Beach every January 1st. The last time I missed a January 1st on Avila Beach was the year that A, Mike Bowler passed, and B, I had the heart attack and nearly died. So I don't miss
Oh,
Avila Beach on New Year's Day. And Avila Beach is also where I host Fred's Surrection Sunday.
oh, okay.
That's my way of celebrating being alive the day after the heart attack. So it's the first non-Art in the Park Sunday in December.
Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Elizabeth, you are up.
Thanks for sharing that, Fred, and I'm glad you're well. I'm glad to have you here. So I'd love to start with a quote that I just resonated with me today. It says, "Your time is non-refundable. Use it with intention." It's just something that you just can't get back. Every single moment, use it with intention and be in the present, in the now. I'm Elizabeth Gifford Maffei. I am an intuitive medium. I am also a life coach, couples coach, Reiki master, and I also work in the angelic realm. I'm able to feel my clients before they even can express how they are feeling and what is challenging them in their lifetimes. I do work with those who have addictions, and we all have addictions to something, and very often it's an addiction to old thoughts and old patterns that we carry with us. Sometimes it's trauma that's been implanted at our cellular level. So worry can be implanted actually in your organs, or grief can be implanted in your organs. And I'm able to see it and help give you the tools to remove that, and so that you can shift your life. And it's my honor to do that. I also offer on the physical level this beautiful little patch you can see that I'm wearing. And it is non-invasive. It's a crystal patch that elevates your own master cells to reverse aging and help your body heal. The best way you can reach me, I do offer just conversations to see if you and I are aligned, if there's something that I can help you with. My number is 321-303-8645. 4-9, and I'm passionate about helping you back on track. One of the beautiful beach, and I've been to quite a few, is Bimini. The color of the water is something you can't even imagine how God created this color. It is that crystal clear blue, green, turquoise. I mean, I've seen turquoise water before, but nothing like Bimini. Thanks for letting me share.
Absolutely. You want to tell everybody where you're from?
Yes, I am in Central Florida. I do work worldwide, but I'm in Central Florida.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to run to another one of my speakers real quick, and then I promise I will come back to you, Dawn. So I'm going to go to Deanna Brakefield. Deanna, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Beautiful. Today you are not just one of my regular speakers, but you are a speaker for one of my group. Nope, you're my regular speaker today.
I was about to say, don't put me on the spot when I am on the spot. So thank you for this time. As Lynn introduced me, I'm Deanna Brakefield, owner of Lionheart Kingdom Marketing and host of Neurodivergent News. And I work with entrepreneurs who think and work just a little bit differently, because I do too. I'm here to shine a quick light on a group that's often overlooked in business, and that's neurodivergent entrepreneurs. Those with ADHD, autism, dyslexia, and so many more unique challenges that traditional marketing and business tactics just don't work for them. So, I mean, like, we've all been through the courses and we've all had the trainings. Traditional business advice assumes that you are really great at building and following consistent routines. It assumes that you have clear executive functioning, that you're really good at prioritizing and beginning tasks. And it also assumes that you have the ability to follow step-by-step instructions like building funnels and content calendars. But the truth is, for many neurodivergent entrepreneurs, we experience overload, idea overload, very easily when we hit a creative burst of energy. Consistency doesn't look the same for us as it does for a neurotypical, because it tends to work more in cycles than in straight lines. Networking and selling often feel inauthentic and overwhelming because we're having to mask who we are and hide the real person behind the business owner. So what works for the neurotypical entrepreneur often doesn't work for us and can actually cause burnout or imposter syndrome, all those horrible things that just make you hate your business and what you're doing. So we don't need more hustle hacks or productivity pressure to figure out how to succeed. What I have found is that, in fact, we need permission and practical support to work in a way that operates for our brains. And I found 4 things that have really, really changed the life of some of my clients. And if you don't mind, I'd like to share those. Flexibility in your marketing. Now, a lot of people, they're going to tell you have to post 3 times a week or stick to your niche, or this is the only right sequence for this type of product. And like I said before, indie brains kind of work in circles, not straight lines. We'll have bursts of creativity and then we need to recharge. We'll have bursts of extreme activity and then we need to recharge. So nailing down those cycles and having a concrete plan for what to do when they occur is actually more key than that consistency. We're also all about authenticity over the algorithms. And y'all have heard me talking about this for 2 years now. And it's because we struggle with masking or pretending to be normal. For many of us, being who we are is non-negotiable, and faking it just drains us and makes us unable to engage in other areas. So for us, authenticity in our content and our business means telling stories, having value-driven content, and making connections with the people that we meet. That really lets us thrive and shine. Another important part is executive functioning support. Now, we all know business involves hundreds of micro tasks every single week. And planning all of that can be absolutely exhausting. So if you have a hard time doing that, instead of making a traditional to-do list, there are things like visual workflows that you can use that show you how things connect together. You can have a body double or a coach that gives you that external accountability, or you can use low pressure automation systems that, because let's be real, a machine very rarely pressures you into doing anything. And then the last bit is we need to redefine what consistency is. One of the biggest barriers around neurodivergent entrepreneurs is a shame that we're not showing up in the right way, that we're not doing things quite the way everybody says they have to be done. Now, consistency is still key. Make no mistake about that. But doing a deep dive blog once a month instead of daily content is consistency. Doing voice notes or short videos instead of highly polished graphics, this is still consistency because it's about getting out that content and making those connections. So when you give a neurodivergent entrepreneur these types of freedoms, what you end up getting is innovative and honest and oftentimes completely unforgettable. So, all of that said, if you or somebody that you know seems to have these problems with their consistency, with their energy level, with their engagement, and traditional business isn't working for them, send them my way and let's have a conversation. If you know a neurodivergent business owner that is rocking it and knocking everybody's socks off, send them my way too, because I would love to have them as a guest on Neurodivergent News, also found on K-Fred.
Beautiful, beautiful. You want to tell them where you're from?
If you couldn't tell from the accent, I am from Southern United States. I'm Birmingham, Alabama, born and bred.
It's one tower, which is why we don't see her very often. They don't have a lot of cell phone towers, I don't think, down there. She has terrible connections. But Deanna, do you want to tell them what is the most beautiful beach you've been to?
I've only actually ever been to one beach, and that's in the Gulf of Mexico. Fight me, I'll stand on that hill. And it's Orange Beach, but that's because I only live 4 hours away.
Okay, that's good. That works. That's the best one you've been to. Yay, baby. We're going to go back to some of our introductions. So we're going to go to Dawn Tellinghusen. We're talking about Orange Beach, and she's dressed in orange.
Yes, and by the way, that was what I was going to pick for my most beautiful beach or my happy place is Gulf Shores, Alabama, on Orange Beach. I love that area. So that fit right in with what Deanna was saying. And I was like, oh, we're going to go right together here and come see Deanna, right? Anyway, my name is Dawn Tellinghusen. Thank you, Lynn. I love this group. I'm an independent Avon ambassador for 42 years. And yes, I started when I was 2. No, not really. But anyway, I am from Indianapolis, Indiana, although coming to you today from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where we're visiting family. And I'll apologize right now. I'm going to be leaving a little bit early before 2 o'clock because that's my appointment with my 2 brothers that I haven't seen in 5 years. So we're going to have a little get together and chat and, bug each other like we used to do. But let's talk Avon, right? Let's talk dad approved gifts. Because we know that Father's Day is coming up next month, right? Okay, let me just try to show you some dad-approved gifts. How about a polo shirt for dad? Yes, in the Avon book. How about, if those things didn't excite you, how about some other jewelry for dad? And of course, we have fragrance as well for dad. So, don't give him a shirt and a belt or a tie, all those boring things. It's time to come to me to look at my Avon book. The Avon book that we're in right now, this is for everybody. If you can't read it, it says Skin So Soft. And so it's our bonus size event. So you want to go check it out. You can do that by going to my bit.ly, which is bit.ly/capital A on Avon, capital D for Dawn, and capital B for brochure. So you can reach me by text at 248-408-5833. Again, 248-408-5833. But one more thing, like I always tell you, Thursday and Friday, we always have bonus gifts with your order. So free products that you can use the code BLOSSOM100 or BLOSSOM200 and you get 5 free products. Let me know. Get that Father's Day gift and get 5 free products for you. That's a win-win situation, isn't it? So anyway, I love this group and I'm so glad that I could take time out of my busy schedule visiting family and be on the group with all of you. So if you got any questions, my information will be in the chat. Thank you, Lynn.
Good. Come on, guys. Don't forget Dad. Dads are important. We want dads to smell good, look good, be happy. There's lots of things in there. You could find a few things for Dad. And if you know what, put a few things in for the kids for the guy that you made a father. There's lots of good things in that book, and they're just beautiful. So thank you so much, Dawn. With that, I'm going to go to Rob Holman. Rob, you are up.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Rob Homan from RNC Financial. I'm better known as your health and wealth bodyguard. And, quite frankly, my job is to educate and empower people in understanding certain things that can really help their financial future. And I go over, Lynn and I did a video of the key concepts that the Power Zero is trying to get you to understand in order for you to save the most money possible when you do retire. Because think of it this way, the money that comes out of a tax-free vehicle can't be considered as income because it's not taxable. So wouldn't you rather have additional money that doesn't increase your annual income and cause you to pay more taxes? Wow, what a great idea. Now, my favorite beach, of course, I'm standing there in my Speedo, is Turks and Caicos.
Okay, that's excellent. Thank you so much, Rob. Kenny
You're welcome.
Perry, you're up next. We're happy to have Kenny back with us again.
Alrighty, yes, it's a pleasure to be back again, Lynn. And first and foremost, I just want to, really, thank everyone for obviously, being on here and, the opportunity to come on here and talk. So yeah, so my name is Kenny Perry. I'm the founder of Organic Mindset Agency. So, what's really, really important to me is really being able to, help your business be different. So what we do is we create AI-powered websites that are made to actually convert clients and are made to actually have clear messaging. So we actually implement SEO, we implement Google My Business, we implement conversion focused designs that's going to allow your clients to go to your site and actually want to purchase from you. Now, a lot of people will say, "Oh, yeah, you know what? I have a site that really wants to take the next step or whatnot." But what we do is we take it and really capitalize. So, in a nutshell, is we take the site and we look underneath the hood and we build it out to make sure that it's actually converting. Now, also what we do as well is we do SEO, online ads, social media growth, and branding. Now, what makes us different is we actually don't have to put your site under construction. We can actually build the site on our internal server, put it under construction, and actually have it building on the back end, and then we can let it go live within about 3.5 weeks. So we get sites done in roughly 21 days or less from start to finish. Now, when it comes to the beach that I would say really stands out to me, I would say it would be in Sanfuegos, Cuba. So I had the ability to go there to a wedding there. One of my friends got married out there, and it really was beautiful. It's called Rancho Luna. So it was absolutely captivating in terms of the water, the sky, the visuals, everything like that. And it was a really nice beach in a nutshell.
Beautiful. You guys have been all over. It's wonderful to see the diversity of beaches that we've already spoken about. So Bobby, before I come to you, I'm going to give everybody a little bit of information about Legal Shield and ID Shield. And that's what I do, guys. I offer those benefits to individuals, to small business owners, employees. So it's an absolutely wonderful benefit, but I like to tell you guys how people use it. So the example that I brought for you guys today is a business owner that owned a restaurant, and he had been talking with a merchant card processor, and they had given him a wonderful estimate of a rate, and he liked the rate so much that he signed a contract for a 4-year agreement with them. After a few months, he found that the rate started creeping up. He complained to the company, and they brought the rate back down to where it was supposed to be. But again, months later, he saw the rate start creeping up again. He made a second phone call, and they weren't responding. And every few months, that rate kept going up, and he kept calling with no response. And he was very frustrated. So he felt that he was probably stuck in this contract, which did not make him happy. And if he left it, he felt he would have a heavy termination fee, which again would not make him happy. So he did have a Legal Shield small business plan through me. He contacted Legal Shield. Legal Shield wrote a letter for him. It was a pretty strongly worded letter. And it went off to them. A few days later, he got a call from the manager who apologized and said he had no idea how this issue had even arisen to begin with. And he promised to make it right. So they decided that they would let him out of the contract, no termination fees, no penalties. With all the calculated overcharges removed, they dropped off a check to him for more than $6,000. That is a huge, huge return on a very small investment. At the time, he was paying $49 a month for his business plan. So that was a great investment. He was very happy that he had it and that it worked as quickly as it did for him. And those are the kinds of things that we do at Legal Shield. As far as beaches, I'm in Connecticut, but can work everywhere. And as far as beaches, I absolutely loved Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That was one of my favorites because my youngest son got married on that beach. That's where if you go there, get one of those little things and peep around for anything that's valuable on the beach, because I had a huge diamond. My husband had just upgraded me too. And we all threw these magical rocks into the ocean for good luck for the couple. And when I looked down, I no longer had a diamond. I had a setting and no diamond. And I thought, are you kidding? People are going to think I got divorced and all I got was the setting and he got the diamond. So that diamond is somewhere on that beach. I was very happy that the jeweler replaced it for free. I hope it's a real diamond he replaced it with. But somewhere there's a very, very expensive diamond on that beach. So Valerie, start looking. It's out there. Thank you. And I will go real quick to Bobby Bennett. You are up, Bobby.
Thank you, Lynn. My name is Bobby Bennett. I am a certified financial planner. I help people figure out their retirement plans, investments, insurances, all types of matters. This week was an interesting week for me. I was able, on the bright side, I was able to see a lot of people, friends, family that I haven't seen in a while. The downside, it was because of a funeral. And it got me thinking about what I do for a living and, their situation. So I essentially meet with people 3 times a year. The first trimester, we're talking about goals, updating all of the information in the plan. The second trimester, we're doing estate planning, where we're looking at the different accounts that you have, make sure that they are titled properly, make sure that their beneficiaries are correct, which is what made me think of this during the funeral. And then the last meeting, we're going over end of year tax planning strategies and things like that. So it's essential to make sure you can avoid probate with as many assets as you can, and essentially drive down the cost of your estate. So that's part of what we do to help people and maximize that efficiency. Again, my name is Bobby Bennett. I'm a certified financial planner, and I am based out of Connecticut, but can help in all 50 states. As far as the best beach, I would have to say there's 2 answers to that. I took my son to Portugal, and we went to a beach Cascais or something like that. It was beautiful, and I enjoyed it thoroughly because my son was with me. But then I'd say the best looking beach I ever went to was in Aruba. So those are my 2 answers.
Jaya's on board with that one. I know she is. Jaya's probably been to all these beaches. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Bob. You've been around. You've been around. Those are good beaches.
I try,
Got a
yeah.
lucky son. Got a lucky son. He's seeing a lot of good stuff. Thank you. We're going to jump to one of our speakers, Sarah, so we're coming right back to you. We're going to jump to Colleen Stubbs. It is her first time to be one of our speakers here. We are so honored to have her in our loyalty group. She is a huge bright star, and I think she's just going to make a hit with everybody. So Colleen Stubbs, welcome. Uh-oh, you're muted.
Well, that's a good way to start. Thank you. And I've got the cap on the beaches, but I'll leave that for last. So I'm Colleen from the Balanced Life CEO and Simplified CEO Systems. So I have a dual business. I help women build online businesses that they're madly passionate about. I help them from concept all the way through all the foundational business steps, everything including but not limited to mission statement building, business plan building, financing, marketing, all of your audience identifiers, all of those things. And once we have our foundation built, we move into the second part of my business, which is creating balance, which means we're going to avoid overwhelm. We're going to avoid burnout. I've built 8 businesses in 35 years from concept to success, and I've sold those over burnout. So I try to teach women to avoid that. We do that by implementing routines and strategies that take our day back, take our life back, so that we're not sitting here, like most of you probably do, for hours and hours in front of our computer working an online business. So the second part of my business, I provide education that you need to delegate and automate with confidence. Why? Because automation doesn't forget. It doesn't forget to write down the contacts. It doesn't forget to reach out and follow up. It doesn't forget to send invoices. So it's essential for your success as an online business that you learn to automate your back end. Not only is it essential for your success in your business, but also in your lifestyle. If you want to be out enjoying your life, you know, and especially at this part of life, I want to relax. I'm in my 50s. I don't want to be stressed out about a business. I want to enjoy what I've worked for. I want to spend my days on the farm, not stressed out about my business. So I automate my business. Let's get on to the beach. Are you ready for this? Let's see, for those of you that can see, you see this boat? My grandfather designed and built that by hand in 1955. That is a deep sea tourist fishing boat in Fort Myers Beach, Florida. I spent every summer of my 18 years cleaning the scales off the bottom of that thing and repainting it. And when we weren't cleaning, I was out there baiting hooks. Believe it or not, we did cane pole fishing. Down to the bottom and up an inch is the rule with a weighted cane pole. And I know that like the back of my hand. I can clean a fish, flay a fish faster than my husband can catch one. I promise you, every day. So then I also spent a lot of time. I don't think that I owned a pair of shoes besides basketball shoes and flip-flops until I was in college, because I spent my time on the beach running the beach barefoot. That's Fort Myers Beach, folks. It got washed away, but it's coming back stronger than ever.
Colleen, you did a wonderful job. I look forward to you speaking more and more often. That would be absolutely wonderful. Good stories you always have. And by the way, Colleen, if I was off this call and making connections, you and Kenny Perry definitely should set time to talk. The two of you are natural fits for each other's businesses. You could do a lot to help each other grow. So look him up, Kenny. Look up Colleen. Don't let her get away.
Will do.
You get ready,
Colleen,
Kenny.
I just sent you a message, Colleen.
Perfect.
Get
Thank you,
something going.
Kenny.
Well, thanks, Lynn.
Get out that cane
Thanks.
pole and catch him, Colleen. He's here. Yay. Thanks, guys. So I'm going to go back to some of my introductions. I want to talk to Sarah, who's just been smiling from the minute she got on this call. So Sarah, they all want to hear from you. Welcome
Hi, everyone.
back.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm Sarah, and I live in France, and I am a clarity and growth coach. And I also am the editor and the founder of Life Mastery Magazine, a digital magazine that I created for the everyday midlife woman. You know, women are going through a lot of change when they're around 50, and you know, there's divorce, there's kids leaving home, there's new job, there's no job, there's a lot of stuff. And I really wanted to create something some kind of resource that would be there and support women through all of this. And I know a lot of amazing coaches, and I want my magazine to be the platform to really showcase these people. They are amazing people. And yeah, so that's what I do. That's what I love doing. That's what I'm really passionate about. And I'm always looking for contributors for the magazine to write an article, to come and do a masterclass for my group, because I think that's important. Yeah, so that's me, and that's why I'm here. I love connecting with new people all the time, and I don't know, it's very difficult for me to start, but once I like the groups, I end up showing up, because that's what I do. And for the beach, so Bobby was in Cascais in Portugal. He should have gone down a little bit more to the south. There's a great beach there with the what do you call, the coastline is beautiful. There's grouts and all
Our
the
grave
stuff.
or something. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's really beautiful. But I do live on a small island, so I do have the beach 2 minutes away by foot. So I must say this is my favorite beach. It's the beach where on Friday evenings we go to have a drink with my adult children. The bar is right there on the beach. We have it's just beautiful, and we don't have tropical weather, but it's been really, really nice, and we just enjoyed so much, because again, we're with our kids, and everybody has a nice time when we're there. We're connecting, and that's really important for me. So
Excellent.
that's it.
Bobby's going to put that on his list now. He's going to be looking you up, Sarah.
With pleasure.
Thank you. Fred, you have your
Is it
Fred, you
on
have your
south
hand up?
side of France? Is it on south side of France? The beach?
No, I'm on the west coast.
Oh, best.
Yes, I'll put the name of the island in the chat if you want to check it out.
Fred, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, I just wanted to remind our listeners that they can call in and ask questions at 1-724-957-4733. That's 1-724-957-4733. Or, as I like to remember it, 1-724-9-K-FRED. That's PHRED. Thank you, ma'am. And or you can chat live at the K-FRED website, too. Either way. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Valerie, you're up.
Well, thank you very much, Lynn. My name is Valerie Smith, and I live in the beautiful state of South Carolina in Myrtle Beach, actually. I grew up in Wyoming and spent many, many years in Idaho, actually. And I was an elementary teacher for 26 years. I am a licensed financial professional. I help families build better futures. And I liked your talk, Stacy, about getting to know yourself and that being the best gift you can do for yourself. The same holds true for getting to know your money and know how your money works for you and how it doesn't work for you. So my ideal client isn't necessarily a person who's planning for retirement. Most Americans aren't at that stage yet. 80% of Americans die in poverty, and it's because they don't have a Bobby working with them or for them, or they don't have a Rob working with them or for them. And it's because they don't think they measure up to that. They don't realize that they deserve it, or they don't realize that they need it. So my clients tend to be the underserved people who need to be enlightened by me. I need to help them and show them and let them assure them that, yes, they do measure up. They need to measure up to taking good care of their money. On a personal note, during my teaching years, about halfway through my career, I had a gentleman visit me after school one day. He came to my classroom in a suit and tie, and he said he was permitted by the school district to come and talk to teachers about investing. And would I have a few minutes? And I said, okay, sure, come on in. We went in my classroom and we sat down, and he started querying. He started asking me a few questions. And I realized at the time that despite the fact I thought I was doing really, really well with money management, we didn't have debt, we didn't have credit card debt, we paid the bills on time every month, but we were doing two things with our money. We were making our money and spending it, period. And I didn't know, I didn't realize, oops, yeah, I need to be saving it and harnessing it. So this gentleman changed my life on that very afternoon. And I got so excited by what he did for me and for my husband and our children. I had the opportunity to do it professionally. And I thought, wow, I can really make a difference in people's lives, just like that man did for me. And my whole mantra is to save Americans' finances one person at a time so that they do not have to depend on anybody else to build wealth. They can do it themselves. They don't even have to make a lot of money to do it. All they need is to learn how and to get the tools and the knowledge and the love and the encouragement and the education, and they can build wealth. So my people are the ones that don't go downtown to a boutique like Bobby has or like Rob has.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna go to Andrew now. Andrew, you're brand
my
new.
favorite beach. My favorite beach.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I think it's where I live, Myrtle Beach, but I will say the prettiest beach I've ever seen is in Hawaii on the island of Kauai, Lumahai Beach. Very, very beautiful and big black reefs and rocks jutting up out of the surface. It's kind of a diverse beach. It's really pretty.
We have several people shaking their head. They must know that beach. Yay. So, Andrew, you are brand new. So, everybody is curious, what does Andrew do? And tell us all about you, Andrew.
Hi everyone. Thank you for having me here. My name is Andre. I'm a startup advisor, and I also have a team of developers. We're focusing on the startups, helping them to set up the business, get the ideas, set up the requirements, design, develop everything until they get a market-ready solution. It's all about websites, mobile applications, web applications, softwares. If they want to create a new dating app, we can help with that. If they have a business and they are using some software, they want to update it, they want to fix it, we can help with that. If they have a team of developers and they need more developers, we can provide them those. So this is what we do. We work a lot, like Kenny, with AI as well and AI agents. Now it's a boom, and every customer, every startup wants to put AI or integrate. So we can help you with that as well. And that's a short story about us. Regarding the beach, I have lived in UAE for a couple of times. I saw a lot of beautiful beaches out there, but there's only one beach in my heart, is where my homeland, Ukraine. I'm from Ukraine, Odessa. It's on the Black Sea. It's not beautiful, but all the memories around there, it's always in my heart.
Beautiful, beautiful. You should be connecting with Kenny Perry. And we have a gentleman who's going to be a little bit late, Jamari Jones, Jam. You want to connect with him as well. Both of these people will be great connections for you. So, Andrew, we're very happy to have you with us. We hope you stick with us and keep coming back.
Thank you so much.
Kenny, you better be writing down more names, Kenny. Yay. So I'm going to stop for 1 second before I go to Mark Bartosik, and I'm going to go to one of our speakers. This is our last speaker until Jam shows up. So, Jeff Reichel, you are up.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeff Reichel. I work for Marquette Bank here in the Chicago area, and I help people finance homes. So I do mortgages for people. I like to describe our bank, and I'm going to age myself here, but as Mighty Mouse. We are small but powerful. We are a family-owned community bank here with about 30 locations, but we are regulated by the Federal Reserve, so I can lend in any of the 50 states. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about rates. So whether I'm at a networking event or a social event, party, something like that, when people find out what I do, usually the first question I get is, so how are rates? And unbeknownst to them, I don't know that they even realize what they're asking me. So imagine if somebody said, "Oh, you're from the United States. How's the weather?" How would you answer that question? It would be kind of tough, right? Because it's not the same necessarily. So when people ask me how are rates, I think they're asking me is how are mortgage rates? But yet the rate information, if you will, that they consume usually comes from television. And what do they talk about on television more times than not? But not the mortgage rate, but rather the prime rate, or the rate that is controlled by the Federal Reserve. So you'll hear rates remained unchanged, or the rates went up a quarter point. And the two rates have nothing to do with one another in the short term. Much the same way that the weather in one state, it might lead to the weather into another state, but you're going to have two different forecasts. So let me explain what I mean. The Fed funds rate, or the rate that is quoted on television, is the rate at which banks lend money to one another. So it actually has nothing to do directly with the consumer. From there, then the banks decide, or it will trickle through in terms of how the consumer might feel that increase or decrease in the rate. So when the Fed moves the rate, it has a direct impact on things like credit cards, lines of credit, things that are short-term revolving types of loans or extensions. Longer term rates, like a treasury yield or a mortgage rate, is not really influenced on a day-to-day basis by what the Fed may do with that prime rate. Those markets and those rates are determined by how trading is impacted on different markets. They're looking longer term. So they're not thinking about what's happening today, tomorrow, or next week, but what's going to happen 6 months, a year, 2 years from now. Because when they're extending a 30-year mortgage, that's a long time that people have to pay back. So their thinking is longer term. And so, again, most people will say, what are rates? And what they really mean is, what I heard on television today, how does that impact things? Meanwhile, what I do in the mortgage market and how mortgages are traded, bought and sold, and where those rates go is a completely different market with completely different priorities. So there are times when the Fed will reduce rates and you'll see mortgage rates go up, or the reverse will occur. In the end, it is all connected, but not necessarily on an individual basis. So what the point of what I wanted to bring up today is, just because you hear on television, oh, the rates were cut a quarter point or they went up a quarter point, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going to happen in the mortgage market, or if you're invested in long-term bonds, it may not, they may not act or behave in the same way because there's different considerations and different priorities. So I don't want to throw too much. If anyone has any questions, feel free to see me or send them to the chat, or I'd be happy to stay on. But it can be confusing. I don't like to go into tangents with people when they ask, especially in social situations, try to explain all this. But you also don't want to give what could be misleading information, because there's probably enough of that on television with all the talking heads. That's what I like to think. So, and then in terms of my favorite beach, I love white sand. Always love white sand beaches, but I got engaged on the beach at the Del Coronado Hotel in San Diego. So I'd be in trouble if I didn't list that as my favorite beach.
Excellent. You didn't throw the engagement ring into the water or anything, did you?
No, I did not, fortunately.
Very good, very good. Thank you very much, Jeff. We're going to go back to some of our introductions. So Mark Bartosik, you're up.
Thank you, Lynn, man. What a great, I feel like, segue of things. So we're just working in matters of mortgages and houses and interest rates. It's like I'm over here as your local energy guy. As I tell people, I'm like energy guy because of two reasons. One, because I work with electricity in the marketing department, and two, because I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I can move at a mile a minute, talk it faster, and have the gift of gab, so never shut up. But try to keep on point. As far as you might be seeing in the news, especially if you're in the Chicagoland area, that ComEd and other electric companies are raising their rates June 1st, just before summer. So just as you thought, oh, great, summer's going to be a higher bill already because of my air conditioning. Now you're thinking, great, they're going to raise it too. And similar to what Jeff was mentioning on how like what they talk about in the news and certain rates of things, there was a recent sale back in the end of April about MISO and MISO and them selling their megawatts at $660 a megawatt instead of $35 a megawatt because the price went up that much. That will trickle down to consumers over the coming year, but that's not initial right now. Everyone's like, it's going to jump 20%. No, it will slow down. But to help people now, work with energy to help save and make through their electric bill. Every time your electric bill, somebody's getting paid, so why not let one be you? But if you have questions about your electricity bill, about your gas bill, about the electric rates, or how does it affect your bill, or all these questions, like this is something I've been doing for 10 years now. So it's something that's like a little bit of expert on. Give me a call. Let's talk. As I say, I don't want to go into super details on here, but just know, yes, economy is changing and there's inflation. There's all these different prices of things. So your electric bill, your gas bill, everything is going up, including your bills. But we can work together to save you up to 50% through our free energy program or 10% through our community solar program. Whatever it is that you're facing, we have a program for you. So reach out to me at 773-370-2748. I do try to slow that down so that the radio can catch it. And you can also reach me at Mark of Success 21 on any social media. As far as the beach question, I'm looking at like, man, everyone's gonna be the topping on me or hated me for it because it's because I actually don't go to beaches. I don't go to swim. As I was even in Melbourne, Florida one time to visit my aunt and my cousins, and my cousin said, "It's like, you want to go to the beach?" I'm like, "No." I was like, so it's like I'm the indoorsy type, so I don't have a favorite beach because I've never been to one.
You've got to live, Mark. You got to go get to see the ocean. It's beautiful.
In fact, there was never a real
It's like I'm not the fan of the water too much. Is was the other thing on that. So it's like I don't like sand. I don't like the open water. It's like.
All right, I'm not going to force you. Thank you much. Deanna, you want to take a minute and tell everybody about the book club?
Yes, ma'am. So every Friday at 11 a.m. Central on Google Meets, we meet as business owners, as friends, and as associates, and we talk about amazing books. We are coming into year 3 of the book club very, very soon. And this week, aka tomorrow, we are starting the 4 Agreements, chapter 1. Now, it's going to be a short read. We're only going to be reading this one for 6 weeks because it's not a super long book, but we would love to have everyone. If you're interested in more information, you just want to see what we're doing, you can find us at Lionheart Business Owners Book Club on Facebook. And like I said, that's every Friday at 11 a.m. Central.
Yay! Will you put that information in the chat as well? That would be great.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Wendy Thompson, you're up.
All right. Hello. Thank you, Lynn. Hi, everybody. Most people are following outdated advice with their money, hoping their 401k, the IRA, their bank account, their savings. In fact, the money that's in between their mattresses, right? That they're crossing the fingers that the market doesn't crash and not realizing that they're missing out on better options. What if there was a way to grow your wealth without market losses, without worrying about your money getting stolen from in between your mattresses, right? Having access to it, tax advantaged, protect your income and your health while still leaving a legacy? Well, it does exist, and it's how the wealthy stay wealthy. Basically, with what we do with Imperial Lux Wealth Agency is we help people build their empires while giving them a luxury experience. Leading with education about financial options a lot of people do not know exist. And that lends me into being a very proud participant in the Mastering the Money Matrix, which is part of Lynn's group, one of Lynn's several groups that she has. And I'm really excited to announce today that Jeff Reichel, that you heard from a little bit ago, Jeff and I will be talking on the Money Matrix Facebook group later on this evening. And it's going to be basically talking about 2 concepts. One, being able to leverage money with mortgages and loans. And second is becoming your own bank by utilizing one of the oldest options that's been around for a really long time, over 200 years plus, and combining, and why these two elements are really great options for you to have in your, not only in your back pocket, but also in your, as building your own bank. Again, my name is Wayne Thompson, Imperial Lux. Let's connect. Let's have a conversation. Also, too, I will put in the chat, I have a link for a 8-minute speaking engagement that I will have tomorrow as well, that actually has a free gift attached to it. I'm amongst 10 other speakers for tomorrow, so I will put that in there. You have to register today in order to get the link for tomorrow, but it's all online. Super excited about it. And as far as beaches, personally, I haven't met a beach that I didn't like. So I don't know, it's really hard to choose because, each of them have their own beautiful characteristics. And there is something to be said with being out in the world with nature, soaking up the sun and really being one with the earth. But I will say that recently I went to Royal Caribbean's private island, Coco Cay in the Hideaway, and that was probably one of the most perfect beaches, simply because it was not only was it gorgeous, but the way the sand was and everything like that. So
Beautiful. You guys have all really been around. Anybody on here wanting to know where to go for vacation should have gotten ideas today. Thank you very much. Ken Beachy. We're always happy to see Ken. Ken, you're up.
Thank you, Lynn. Hi, everyone. I'm Ken. I'm a virtual assistant and a social media manager. And I work with coaches, podcast creators, and small business owners and help them with their admin, tech tasks, and all about social media. And for the question of the day for the beach that I really like, there's this one in Phuket, Thailand. So I'm not sure how to pronounce it in Thailand, the name. It's hard to pronounce, but they call it James Bond Island. It's where the James Bond movie was shot. And there was a part of that island that when you're in a kayak, like you have to duck a little bit. It's like a little cave, but it's not very long. And then when you get inside, it's like round, and then there's like a lot of trees and like a mountain of rock. And then the water was so clear. It was like, I think it was like nice. Like you look around, it's all green, and then the water is like so clear you can see like below the water. So that was like, I think the most beautiful beach I ever been. And I'm from the Philippines where we have a lot of beach too. So, but that one is really, really nice.
That sounds so good. We all want to be there right now. Thank you, Ken. Ken, you should also be connecting with Kenny Perry that's on this call. You two should, Kenny Perry, wherever you are, come out from under the bed. You need to write Ken Beachy's name down as well.
I've been doing that. Absolutely. Definitely.
Excellent.
We'll connect.
Thank you very much. Catherine Wilking, glad to have you with us again. Feng Shui us up.
Hey, sorry, I lost track of time today. Thursdays are very busy, and I'm just so very, very grateful. I'm Catherine Wilking, Feng Shui Your Day, and I'm an author, a decorator, a Feng Shui expert, and a podcast host. And I don't do it all at the same time. I take little pauses between what I want to do, and that gives me a little flavor in life. Right now I'm working on some new copy for an update for my website. Very exciting. New gifts and things to come around the corner. But I wanted to leave you with a tip today. If you've ever experienced the time that, well, let's say you're just stuck. Maybe you're experiencing that the February Groundhog Day stuff, repetitive things, roadblocked. Well, something you might want to do in your business is actually clean out your desk. There you go. Choosing the desk and having the right place to sit in your environment is very, very important. So if your desk is wobbly or made out of glass or something like that, it's not going to support you very well. Make sure the legs are solid. Its horizontal surfaces are notorious for collecting clutter. So I would think the end of the week, I would do a little tidying, but what people miss out the most is the drawers. When was the last time you pulled out the desk drawer, tipped it over and found out what was really in there? A lot of clutter, dust, cobwebs, stuff that's obsolete. Cleaning all these things out and having a fresh start. It's just amazing. When you're cleaning these out, we talked about opening the windows, just bring that fresh air and that freshest brand freaking new energy to your desk and what you're working on for today. So that's my big tip for today. So you can find me at catherinewilking.com. That's my website. All kinds of cool stuff on that, but I'm going to put a little thing in the chat. You can go into that website, catherinewilking.com, and pick up your free gift, 10 ways to raise the chi energy in any space. So thanks very much.
Beautiful. You know, Gene Kuhn taught me that you have to have a space cleared on your desk for the money to fall. And if you don't have a space cleared for the money to fall, the money will not come.
That's
so even
true
if you
too.
have to throw some things in the trash, make some space on your desk for that money to fall. Yay. Thank you so much, Catherine. Anita Bala, you're up.
Hi, my name is Anita Bala. I'm from the Chicagoland area, and I'm with Melaleuca, and I help people live a healthier, more vibrant life by simply switching brands. And I'm also a pronunciation coach for English as a second language, primarily for the Latino population. But as long as people know how to speak English, I can help them with their pronunciation skills, and I look forward to meeting with everyone. Thanks.
And what is your favorite beach to have been to?
I have two favorite ones. One's St. Augustine, Florida, and then the other one is St. Joseph's Beach in Indiana, I believe. Indiana, Michigan. I can't remember which. Michigan, I think it is.
Beautiful. So if you guys are all ready, this is the time when I throw you into a room and I will give you a little extra time because I heard from everybody again last week that the time goes too quickly. So if you guys are ready, the rooms are all open now.
And as everyone joins their rooms, Lynn and I'll chat about what's going on in Lynnland.
Let's chat about what's going on in Fred's land. My land is boring. There's nothing going on in my land.
Okay. Well, I will note that we are coming up next month is our 1-year anniversary of going live. So we're really pumped there. We recently got a whole bunch of station upgrades done, which makes me very happy because that means we can move forward on a couple of other software projects. One of them being getting what I'm going to say is the alpha version of our speech to text, or as other people call it, deaf-enabling our radio station. So hopefully by the end of next month, we should have KFred, have the transcription service running on KFred website to enable our audience of deaf folk to be able to enjoy the station, because Karen Putz of Life Part 2 is deaf. So we've been working on, if we have a deaf show host, we don't want to ignore or leave out her natural audience. So we've been working on that, and we hope to have that first version implemented by end of next month. So that's a real big win. We are sometime toward the end of last year, we launched KFred University, and so far Deanna Brakefield of Neurodivergent News has been carrying the heavy load. But the idea was launched in a discussion with myself and Professor Howard Larson of the Trade Show Fanatic. And Howard, in conversations with me before I came up with this lunatic scheme, offered to do a show on how to market your podcast. And of course, when he said that, I flashed to one of our other PhDs and thought, we have a university here. So Howard's going to be launching in June a 12-week, this isn't a class, this isn't a seminar, this is an out-and-out workshop. They're going to be 12 one-hour segments. Howard's got homework built into it, all that stuff. This is so good that while this is a free perk for having a KFred radio show, we are going to open it up. For a fee to non-show hosts. So if you're out there in podcast land and you want a professor of marketing to teach you how to improve your podcast, get a hold of myself or Deanna Brakefield. Pricing still up in the air. The initial thought was the initial discount price on this first one was going to be $995, but we're actually going to lower that down. In discussions with my co-host on another show, Professor Jim Trelevin, my question to him was, Jim, how many professors do I need for K-Fred University before we can become a credentialed university? And of course, given that Jim used to be the CEO of DeVry Chicago Metro University, who knows what could happen by the time we hit year 2 with K-Fred University. So Howard's class is going to kick off end of June. If you're a K-Fred show host, it's free. If you're not, and you still want to take the class, get a hold of Deanna Brakefield or myself, and we'll let you know what the special 1-year discount pricing for non-K-Fred show hosts will be for this semester. We'll call it semester. After that, Professor Trelevin will be doing a class on how to grow your business. And given that when I met Jim, he was still doing turnarounds of $500 million companies. He knows how to grow a company. So that's our education news.
Excellent. So what else is going on K-Fred land?
So
Didn't you just have a meeting recently?
You mean the station meeting? We did have a station meeting. We're about Animals Unplugged is getting ready to come out of hiatus. So
Good.
we're really happy with that. And Greg Markells has a new show host, our co-host, and I'll let him announce it, but I've known his new co-host for a long, long time. We actually went to high school together. And she's...
Well, I should care about the new co-host, so tell me just something about the co-host background.
Well, she's an Uber networker. She runs multiple networking groups in the Chicagoland area. And she's one of the few women I can say, yeah, age before beauty, and not get hit by her, because when she was a senior, I was a sophomore in high school. But she owns multiple networking groups in Chicago, is a huge animal lover, and they've already got the first 2 episodes recorded. They're working on the second 2, and then they'll come off a hiatus, so we're real happy there. On a sad note, I learned from one of our early show hosts when we first started, Bruna Ori. She knew me back when I was only a tech, and I used to say marketing was a 4-letter word. When I went into marketing, she would laugh and laugh and laugh. But I learned a week and a half ago that the reason she hadn't been answering my texts was she'd lost her battle with cancer and has passed away. And as a loss of a friend, it's disheartening. You know, you get older, and one of the bad things about getting older is you lose friends. One of the good things about getting older is you're still around to lose friends. But Silver Tech Talk, which was her show, as I was looking through all the material she did outlining topics, I'm really saddened to lose that show, because for those that can listen to their phone a podcast, it was the topic she was hitting for those folks who are not tech savvy. It was phenomenal. And ultimately, I would really love to find somebody that would be interested in picking that show up and running with Silver Tech Talk. So that was a sad note. We had an excellent episode last Saturday of K-Fred Prime Live, and it was how AI in education, how will AI restructure the educational industry. And it was a great episode. And there was a guest on there. First time I have ever been able to get this type of guest on a show.
Mhm.
First time. And in some ways, it is the one, it goes, that episode will go into my top 10 favorites.
Really?
Yeah. Why was
How
that?
many people, first of all, were actually on one of those calls?
On K-Fred Prime Live, I think we had 7, 8 on Saturday.
So those people got the treat of their life to be on that call.
If they knew. See, one of the guests on there, and almost nobody knew it, but one of the guests on there was my daughter.
Oh, that's good.
So for the first time ever, I got my daughter to appear on one of Dad's shows. 15 years of podcasting, maybe 16. First time I've ever gotten her on. Won't tell you her name. You got to go back. Oh yeah, and I got kudos from others about who didn't know who she was. So people, if you're listening out there, you go figure out which one of those guests was actually my daughter on the show. The first one who lets me know, I'll give a K-Fred Radio T-shirt to.
And when is the next time that you're going to have another one of those calls?
Well, the next K-Fred Prime Live will be June 7th. The topic is about innovation. And I don't know if my daughter will be on that episode because, after all, she does have a couple of my grandkids to run after on Saturdays. So, as I said, anyone, unless you are on the show Saturday, which takes Deanna out of running because she knows, if you weren't on the show last Saturday and you listen to it and you can tell me, the first person who can tell me who my daughter was, which guest was my daughter, I'll get you a K-Fred Radio T-shirt.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Did everybody get somebody good to talk to?
Yes.
Did I keep you in there long enough, guys?
Barely.
Almost.
Barely. Okay, we're going to try it again, guys. Let's see how we do this time.
Hey, Sarah, did you get that link? All right, I'm gonna put it in the chat for you.
All right, guys, you're all set. The rooms are all open. A few of you have a room with 3 people this time.
And away they go, back again.
How come I have somebody?
No!
Do I have everybody in a room now with somebody? Wait a minute. Assign her to room 1. What the heck happened here? Okay, let's see if everybody's in a room. Oh yeah, I got a lot of rooms with 3 people now. I don't know how I did that.
So
Okay.
I do want to give a shout out to one of our show hosts who's just been blowing the doors off of interviewing. Tess Booker of Brilliant Minds, Beautiful Souls has just been out and ahead, running like crazy, interviewing people and getting episodes up. I think she may actually be ahead of Deanna and Jeremy Breakfield's Neurodivergent News in number of episodes. If not, they're like neck and neck with each other. So,
Hold on a second till I find out what happened, Colleen. Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
No.
I didn't get a room either.
I just know both of them so well that I left them to know each other.
Okay, so
like I speak to them on the regular outside
oh,
here,
okay.
so-
The way you put that was, I started wondering if you're talking about biblically.
room 4, and let's
Sorry.
put Colleen. I'm going to move Colleen. Room 4. Okay, I gave you guys the room.
And away they go.
They're
So,
going now.
Like I said,
Deal.
I want to give a real big shout out to Tess. Way to go, Tess. And I also want to give a shout out to Deanna Breakfield and of Neurodivergent News, because from what I'm told, Deanna is gotten so popular that she's already booked for 3 months with guests.
Second, let me find out what.
You legit put me in a room by myself, like timeout or what?
No, I put you in a room with Dawn, and she was here, and then all of a sudden she left. I don't know whether she lost her connection or what. So let me do it this way. Colleen, who would you like to be in a room with?
Why don't you put me in a room with Kenny?
Kenny Perry? Oh, that's a good room. Okay, I'm putting you in there. Room
right.
1, come right up. There you go.
Let's see. In
Okay.
other K-Fred news, I launched my, I think, 3rd interview with the mayor of Grover Beach on K-Fred California Pulse this past week. And the good mayor, she's the first millennial mayor I've ever met. She's only 30, which is one of the reasons why I did the initial interview. Think about that. At 30 years old, she's the mayor.
What were you doing at 30? That's what you got to ask yourself. What is she doing at 30?
Right. She's a business owner, and she's mayor of Grover Beach. So for us, that's phenomenal because K-Fred, part of Westvine, is located in Grover Beach. So the mayor's part of our success story in Grover Beach. I'll tell you one of the last episodes I put up on nextdoor.com, we hit over, I think, close to 25% of the population of Grover Beach with the episode. So we've got that episode's up. You can check out, if you want to listen to it, you can catch it on, kfred.com. If you want to watch it, you can find the K-Fred YouTube channel. So that's going on real nicely. Really, really pumped up about ongoing guests and being able to talk to the mayor. Healing Steps to Wellness with Mei Lu and Dr. Oh my God, I'm going to kill this. Zheng Yu Lu, or as I call him, Dr. J. Mei and Dr. J. He owns the Rochester Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and she launched the Lotus Health Foundation, lotushealthfoundation.org, and they got their 3rd episode up, and the 4th one will go live next week. So that episode's going, that show's going phenomenal. It's actually put me into contact with a 40-year veteran of TV and radio. So we're starting to attract some TV and radio folks as advisors, which is kind of cool. Next up, they've got Healing Steps to Wellness has some phenomenal guests coming up. The mayor of Rochester, also a gentleman who used to be the head of the Navajo Nation. So some of our show hosts are bringing national leaders on. That's getting kind of crazy, isn't it?
That's good stuff. That's growth, is what that's called.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you envision K-Fred in year 2?
Well, assuming we make the numbers that I was hoping to make by the end of this month, next month, which is 1,000 listeners a month, which we're definitely on track for that. The number that blew my mind was if the numbers pan out this month, from what I understand from the analytics, it will give us 15,000 listen hours this month.
Wow.
Think about that. 15,000 listen hours. As I was working that out on the calculator the other night, I had to do it 3 times to make sure my math was right. So when I get to the end of next year with the growth we've had, I would like to have us be at, I'm going to say it, 75 show hosts, weekly news shows. That's where I'd like us to be by end of year 2. My thought is if we can get to a 15,000 listen hours this month with 1,000, or with the number of shows we got, if we can fill the station, we could crack 100,000 listen hours a month.
Wow. Can I help with that?
You already are, ma'am.
You'll continue.
You,
Hey, baby.
you among everyone is doing their best to make sure that I go insane with having to deal with shows.
All right, that's what we want. That's a good insane.
It is a good insane.
What's doing in California at the moment? Anything?
In California,
politics kind of always gets spread all around the country. I can't tell whether are there fires going on? Are the rocks sliding, mudslides sliding into the oceans? I don't know what's going on out there ever. What season are we in?
got me, Batwoman. I was watching the news the other night from LA, and they're worried about wildfires again because of the heat down there. And it's like, didn't we start this?
California, that I just heard that one of the important highways just reopened.
Probably.
One of them that got kind of washed out in.
Could have been Highway 1. Could have been Highway 1.
That might be it. I mean, that's kind of news for the whole country to know that that's open.
Yeah, no, sort of. So Highway 1 is a wonderfully scenic route along the ocean. You go past Big Sur. The views from Big Sur are phenomenal. Been there. But if you're trying to get somewhere fast, it's not a way to go. No. So as a...
People gotta slow down and quit flying through life. They're not enjoying life.
I get it, but you
can't go anywhere fast in California. Your freeway's got 400 lanes going one direction, and they're all just red light or stoplights on your cars. Nobody goes anywhere fast.
Oh, it's fun when it's raining here. You know what happens in Chicago when it snows these days, right? 98% of the people forget how to drive. And
that's the truth.
And everyone's inside except for the other 2% who know how to drive and who are out driving and having a good time. I always find it very peaceful to drive in the snow. Here it's rain. It starts raining here, and Californians don't know how to drive in rain. They just, it's like Chicagoans in snow who have forgotten how to drive in snow. Same thing with Californians in rain.
Now, how did something happen here? I put you all in rooms, and 4 of you disappeared. Did somebody in their room put somebody in a closet so they couldn't come out and join us for the balance of the show, or what?
We ran Jeff Reichel off. We sent him running.
I have a closet full of people that were in the meeting, and they're pounding on the door right now.
This is the weirdest show.
Who said that?
I put 21 people in rooms and 17 come out. Where are they?
I keep them as pets after the show's over. I mean, and I'm good with animals,
you put
so
them
there
in
we
your
go.
pocket and you carry them around with you?
Well, they went through an
first.
interdimensional space portal.
We're gonna fit everybody for a Speedo first.
Is the room in the closet with all the Speedos in there?
Rob, you gotta stop using the chloroform.
You know what's weird, Deanna?
Only the good ones made it out.
Deanna.
Or maybe he put him in the Narnia closet.
Deanna, you know what the weird thing about all this is?
Yeah.
It's not me taking everyone down the rabbit hole.
Not this time.
I'm just shocked.
No.
Well, I gotta start keeping track of how many go in and how many come out. I gotta know what's going on. Now, who do we just lose that time? Oh,
You know, there's a brain game like that where like it tests your mind, where you see cars go in and cars come out, and you have to say how many stayed in. But it's not like it'll have cars from different directions, and then you got to kind of like wait, and it starts speeding up as the levels get higher. I'm like,
wait, I gotta ask a question about that.
Hey, keep it down in there, all right? Oh,
Listen, one day,
the people that were in my closet.
A couple months ago, I asked you guys what was the one game that you were playing that you were kind of addicted to. And people answered different questions. And why do I think this might be Elizabeth who's going to answer this? Somebody said they were playing a card game, a golf card game. Was it you, Elizabeth? And what was the name of that game? Do you remember?
Yes, it's called Play 9, the number 9. Play 9.
All right. I have a bone to pick with you. Because I wrote that down.
Here we go.
I wrote that down, and after this game was, or after this show was over, I looked it up and I bought that game. And I am addicted to that game. My grandson, who is 13, and I play it every chance we get. In fact, the other day, the whole family came over and they were playing, I call it Fluffy 10, but it's not, Phase 10. And they were all playing Phase 10, and he said, but Nanny and I want to play the golf game. And so they said, well, you're not going to. You're going to play with us. So we waited until my son went to the bathroom, and even though we're all playing Phase 10, he and I are playing a silent little game of the golf game on the side. We can't stop it. He travels with that everywhere in his bag.
Hey guys, Denver
You
James
guys
here.
haven't
And in
tried
this
that.
video, I'm
Play
going to be
it.
reviewing the card game Play 9. I'll be breaking down how it
Valerie,
works, what's great
Valerie,
about it,
mute
what's not so
yourself.
great about it, and the overall thought. If
You
you'd like
have
to
to
see
try
more
it.
review
You
videos
will
like this
love
one,
it. Who else is on it? You will learn it in like 5 minutes, and you will just love this game. We played it when he would come to visit Grandpa in the hospital. I would let everybody else go visit Grandpa, and he and I'd go in the corner and play it. We play it everywhere. It is the best game. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I thought, I think they told me it was a golf game. And so I went online and looked again for golf card games, and there's other games called golf, but they don't look like they're as much fun. This is a fun game.
Man,
Well,
next,
And I don't play golf. My husband has been an avid golfer his entire life. Yesterday was his birthday, and all he wanted to do was play golf. So I got to sit in a little cart and drive around and take pictures, and he played golf. But I know nothing about golf, right? But this,
I don't even know why. Why is that game called that? I don't know. It's not really golf.
yeah,
you have to score it like you play in the golf game.
yeah,
The
it
score
has
wins.
the scores. Yeah, like
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, I don't golf, so I didn't know that.
right.
It's fun.
But kids love it. We take it with us whenever we babysit. So yeah, I'm
By
glad
the way, that was the nicest bone to pick I have ever heard.
Yeah.
Like when she said she had a bone to pick, I was like, oh no.
It's my new addiction. I love it. I just love it. And I don't know. I haven't beaten him yet. He revels in the fact that I haven't beaten him yet, but I'm going to keep trying.
Is it one of those quick games that doesn't take very long to play?
No, it doesn't take very long. You can play lots and lots and lots of hands of it because it's fun. And if you're keeping score on the score sheet and you end the game, just pick it up the next time you do and start from where you left off. I mean, it's really that good. Fun game, guys. Bobby,
Just keep
you
a
have
card up your
son.
sleeve.
Bobby, you have a son. You ought to buy that card game. He would love it, and you would love it, and it's a great bonding game for the two of you. Seriously.
Yeah, I will. I'll look at it.
I'm going to tell you, if you don't have an occasion to give it to him, just give him a just because gift. Wrap it up and put just because I love you. That's why I'm giving you this. He will love it. Then he'll be looking for more just because gifts.
It's called Play 9.
I just put the link. I just put the link on Amazon in the chat, so you can check it out.
See, in the earlier days, Lynn would have had us playing this game at the tables.
Yeah, I would have. You know, guys, for those of you that don't know, when I used to do my luncheons in person, sometimes we'd get as many as 100 people, and we would have tables of, 10, 11, 12 people. I put dice on every table. We had so many giveaway gifts that rather than just drawing cards, we played dice until I didn't care if a person went home with 6 gifts. There was so much fun. Everybody was up. And let me tell you, you got to know everybody really good then. It was so much fun. I did miss that, but it was good. Let me tell you something else, guys. The baseball team that my grandson is on, he's 13. He's an 8th grader. It's his last season to play with the school team. And then he'll go to high school. So they were honoring the 8th graders the other day, and they asked everybody if they would bring stuff so they could have a little party for them. And they asked me if I would bake. I always will bake for it. So I said, sure. So I baked some cupcakes. And let me tell you something. I think I'm a little competitive. I wanted him to eat my cupcakes as opposed to everybody else's cupcakes. So I got the team together, and I always used to take treats for him and things like that. And I said, listen, guys, this is what my cupcakes look like. They have little baseball bats on them. And I baked money inside of all the cupcakes. One of the cupcakes has $100 bill in it. Boy, they went through those like little pigs in a little trough. They were eating through those cupcakes so fast.
$100 bill, my goodness.
There was no money in any of the cupcakes. They all know I'm a joker. There was no money, but boy, they scarfed through my cupcakes. The other mom said, they're not even looking at my stuff. They're just going for those cupcakes. I don't want to tell them. I have a little secret deal with the team. They ate them all.
Do you know, they used to make little birthday cakes with like a quarter wrapped up in wax paper. They used to bake them in the cakes, little dimes, little things. There was many birthday parties that
had to really try that.
No, truly.
Yeah, I remember we did that too.
Coinage. They wrap them in wax papers or something so that, you know, the metal doesn't just weird with the cake.
I forget what it was. There was a movie I watched around. It was called Night Before Christmas, as in like an English night. And he told us about a story about like when they bake a Christmas pastry or whatever, that they put like a coin in one of the pieces somewhere in the cake. So then like if you get the piece with the coin in it, you're like going to get good luck for the year or something like that.
It was a ring.
Like in New Orleans, they do that for Fat Tuesday with the baby. There's a little baby in the cake, and whoever gets the piece with the little baby gets lucky.
Oh, that's in the South for Mardi Gras.
Yeah, for Mardi Gras. Fat Tuesday.
King cake.
King cake. That's it.
You're talking.
All this is good until it becomes a choking hazard.
I was just thinking that too. Some people just woof the whole thing.
Well, that's why they always say don't propose with food, because it's like, man, if you put the ring in food and the girl's like, ooh, cake, it's like, good. Like, I guess that's a yes.
That's as bad as
you gotta wait
ring
until
on the
she
beach.
deposits it before she can wear it.
Oh my.
Why is your ring all brown?
Yeah. Where'd that go?
But and I forgot to mention earlier, for anyone in Chicagoland, I'll actually be speaking tonight at the Marriott O'Hare Hotel, is 8535 West Higgins Road. I know most people are all over the country, but I'm like, well, if anyone is in Chicago, wants to have come have a good time, and we have a dinner afterwards. And I was just like, actually, Lynn, Chef Karen will be there.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
So.
All right, we have 4 men left on this call. So, what's that game?
Yeah, this is Tinsy. You have to get Tinsy. It's so fun. I bought it for my kids and grandkids years ago, and I never used my own until it caught on with my kids. And so I like it because you can just sit down and play 1 or 2 rolls, or what you do is you put we put our dice in a cup by color, and then you shake them until you get all the same number all the way across, right? And so and you can just play 1 round, or you can play for hours, so that's why I like it. If I take a lunch break and I need to reset, I just sit down and play that with my sister real quick.
All right, I'm going to have to look that game up too. All right, now we have 4 men left. Kenny, are you still here? Kenny.
Yep, I'm still here.
All right, now let us see you, because we got 5 men. I want to ask them, just the men, a question. I heard that men are either handy around the house or they're good dancers. Is that true?
Say that again.
So which of the 6 men is not a man?
No, there's 5 of them. I heard there's only
which of the 6 men is not a man?
They're either handy in the house or they're good dancers. Is that true that you're only one or the other?
First, prove you can count.
Question again.
First, prove.
Men are supposed to either be handy around the house or good dancers, one of the 2, but not both.
Some of us
we gotta
can
find Ken
count.
Nagley and ask him, because Ken Nagley's the great dancer, but I don't know how he is around the house. I was like,
I'm very handy around the house, but I do not dance.
See, so that works for him. Kenny, does it work for you?
I can dance, but I can't. I don't have. I'm not handy. I'm techie though when it comes to
See?
like programming things and stuff like that. I can do anything tech wise, but handy stuff. My brother's really good for that stuff.
Okay.
Can he
Keith,
dance?
how is it for you?
He can do both.
Okay, there you go.
Keith, how are you?
I can fix most things.
Are you a good dancer?
I have 2 left feet.
See, so far it's true. Rob Holman,
I was the only white guy in an all-black male review in 1994, and my stage name was the Great White Hype. Yeah.
Rob was in Magic Mike.
I can show you the picture of me and my manager back in the day.
No!
But I kind of evolved into being able to also fix things because, I don't know, dancing in a leather thong, Speedo, it always seems to fix things on my end.
Wait,
So there you
Can
go.
you fix things while you're wearing the leather thong? Because I might be it. I'm just kidding. I'm very married.
You know what? I'll take a swing at it. What do you say?
Or maybe we should.
Yes,
Mark?
of course.
What about you, Mark?
It's like, no, I don't do dancing.
Are you handy around the house?
I'd like to think so, but it's not like I've done, like full on electrical, whatever, I haven't built the whole, I was like,
All right.
I do what I know how to do around the house.
Fred, where you at? Fred, I'm out from behind the green mask.
Fred doesn't know what he is. I think that's got to be right then, Lynn, because my husband thinks he can dance, but he can't dance. But he is the handiest person I've ever met.
See, I think that's the truth. I'm going to tell you, my husband is a great dancer. Fred, are you a dancer or handy around the house? Fred, are you a dancer or handy around the house?
No, I'm a counter.
A what?
A counter dancer or?
No, I can count. I know
counts
there's
cards.
I know there's 6 men on this call.
Definitely counting cards.
Well, I
Definitely.
forgot to ask, so I'm asking. So are you a dancer or handy around the house?
My vote's he's a dancer because he never leaves the house to do or the office to do anything at the house.
So basically what I'm hearing is you're either good with your hands or you're good with your feet. I was just like,
yeah.
No, there's other things you can be good with, but if I go into there, I'm gonna make some people blush. So
You can be good in between as well.
Where is Jam while we're having this conversation?
I know, Jam. I'm just waiting to hear Jam saying, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm going to need psychiatric help.
So let
all that
me
other
share a
stuff.
story with you real quick. Somebody told me that, and I thought, that's kind of funny because my husband's a really good dancer, not handy around the house. Now, he thinks he's handy, but he's not. Now, years ago, he's always been a policeman, but years ago, I got up, our kids were young. I get up in the morning and there's police tape, the crime scene tape across the door. Valerie, were you on the call this morning? Did you hear this? Yes, there was police
I get
tape.
to hear it again. I'm so excited.
Crime scene tape across the door to my basement. I said, was there like a crime in the basement or something that I'm not aware of? And they said, no. My husband said, I did a project downstairs. That could be bad news. I said, oh God, what did he do? My father-in-law, when my basement got finished, built a small bathroom downstairs, small, like a phone booth. And it had a sink and a toilet and a shower, but it was very small. So I said, that's the bathroom. Okay, guys, excuse me, but that's the bathroom. The guys in my house. I had 2 sons and a husband. You're all going to use that bathroom because none of you aim very good. And you're always peeing on the floor and on the seat. So that's going to be your bathroom. The girls will have the other
He
bathroom.
has a mind of his own, I'm telling you.
Evidently. So here's the deal. So I went downstairs. My father-in-law had painted it all white because it was such a small bathroom. So I went downstairs. My husband had painted it like navy blue. I said, now it's like the walls are coming in on you. I said, no, this can't be like this because when we have a party down here, people are going to use that bathroom. You have to paint 3 of the walls white again, and you can have 1 blue wall. Okay. So I get up the next morning. There's tape again. I said, oh, he must have painted the 3 walls white. I'm going to go down and look. I was mortified. How many of you have watched the Laverne and Shirley show? Remember the big giant L she had on all her clothes? My name is Lionhood. He painted a giant big Laverne and Shirley L from ceiling to floor on the blue wall. I said, the hell did you do? He was always putting his initials on everything. I said, stop it. We're not going to have a monogram wall. You have to fix that wall. It has to be just blue. And he finally fixed it. So he's back into his mode. I think he was watching HGTV and he thought he was handy. So one day again, I wake up and there's police tape again. I said, what's going on? I did another project. Oh, Lord, what did you do now? I went downstairs. He said, look around. Do you see anything? I don't see anything. I said, what's going on? He said, I made a hidden wall. You did what? Back in the day, guys, unbelievably, we had encyclopedias. And I had kids, so we had a set of them. He took the encyclopedias off of this wall. Underneath the stairs, that wall was finished. And he cut with a saw, he cut a big hole in the wall and took the piece of paneling out and put his safe that he had his money and all that good stuff in the wall, and then put the piece of paneling back. I said, well, that's kind of dumb. He said, why? I said, because anybody can walk around through the laundry room and get behind the wall, and there's the safe just sitting there. They can just pick it up and walk away with it. That's not very good. And I said, when we moved to Orland Park in this townhome, I said, don't be cutting any holes in the wall when I'm at work, because you'll be putting the safe in the neighbor's living room. We share a wall with them. Don't be doing that. Honest to God, he was so bad at this stuff. Now, here's the one all the men will like. When you went to this bathroom, there was like this wall that you opened the door, you could go into the laundry area, and you went around the corner and there was the bathroom. So again, he one day decides he's going to paint the floor in that laundry room. It was just a regular cement floor before that. So he painted it, he put sand in it because he saw on HGTV that was to keep you from slipping and falling. But unbelievably, he found a set of stencils. What the hell is he going to do? Again, I go down and I look, and you open the door to the laundry room. You only had to take like 2 steps, make a left-hand turn, make 1 step, and now turn to the left and you're in the bathroom. He put arrows on the floor, guiding you to the bathroom. I said, what the hell does anybody need arrows on the floor for? It's like not that hard to find the bathroom. He said, yeah, but when my buddies come, they get drunk. They need directions to get to the bathroom. Oh my God. We have to keep him away from everything. He is not handy. Just be a dancer. Just be a dancer. So if you guys are dancers, just don't even start projects. Your wives will love it better to just hire somebody. I remember I had him changing faucets once, just putting new faucets on. It didn't look like it was going to be all that hard. The next thing I know, he's got the biggest, one of those wrench things that plumbers use, and he's banging the hell out of the pipes underneath the sink. I said, what are you doing? It won't come off. Well, you just keep banging away. So it cost me $500 to put that new set of faucets on the bathroom sink. What are you doing? Not good. Not handy. No, 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 no. Colleen?
All right, I'm just going to tell you that I married his opposite, because I came home from my boutique one day and my husband bought a backhoe and dug a hole in the ground. And by a hole, I mean, I said, with his friend, I'm like, oh, what are we doing, boys? Oh, we're going to build a roundhouse. And I'm like, a what? So they decided to build a round cement house. And I'm like, and how are you going to build a round cement house? They took cattle panels and built a round cement home, and they took foam out of that the EPA had said can't be in the lakes in Branson anymore, and sit it through a 10-foot bandsaw and attached it to the cattle panels and sprayed it with cement that has lava rock fibers in it. And we literally have a 1,700 square foot roundhouse guest house now. And it has a silo roof on it, like a metal barn roof, for those of you who don't know what a silo is. This is my husband. And I come home and this is what I find. I'm like, I'm going to go back to work, actually.
See, now my son-in-law was a bad dancer, but every time he and my daughter had a fight, he built something for her. I said, I might want to fight with him a lot. He was always building really great stuff. I'd go there and I'd say, look at that great stuff. She said, oh yeah, we had another fight. He built that for me.
Yeah, last August, my husband built a new milk barn. And he doesn't have a plan or anything. He just, has a backhoe and a cement mixer, and he just builds them. So he built a new milk barn, and he built a 3,000 square foot toy barn for me and him to put our camper and our four-wheelers in. He's done all this since August. I'm like, okay.
What I'm hearing is you can't let him get bored.
No. And then, but every once in a while, he's like, I have things to do. And I'm like, clearly, go do them.
This is just reminding me of the Tim Allen sitcoms, because like on one end, Lynn's over there married to Tim the Toolman Taylor, being, let's vamp everything up, and ends up blowing everything up one way or another. And it's like, and you're over there on the end of married to Winnie's the way in Last Man Standing, where he actually knows what he's doing. But there's a thing where in Last Man Standing where he goes, it's like we build cities, and the wife goes, and blow them up. It's like, and rebuild them. We need projects.
There you go. That's exactly like that.
I'm just so relieved we're having this conversation, because I thought I was the only one, except the difference is that when he knows he can't do certain things, he will hire somebody to do. So I came home and he put in a French door to our basement as a walkout. And then he decided to make part of the basement an extra garage. So that's where the tractor goes and this, that, and the other. And I came downstairs and I'm like, and in the summertime it's where the snow plow is, and in the wintertime it's where the lawnmower. But then he kept pulling the lawnmower back into the basement, and I said, oh, no. This is not a working garage. I am not going to smell gasoline and grass cuttings all year long. So it's actually in our garage now. Yeah, so now he has some other.
These guys just proved that that's true. Then guys can only do one of those two things.
He's a good dancer, so he hires.
If you know
people.
somebody getting married, I would say tell them to ask that question before they get married to make sure they're okay with whatever that answer is.
I would like to point out there is another subclass of men in this group that we've completely glossed over. The father-in-laws that think that they should do everything for you. I mentioned at one point to my father-in-law that the back steps on the back porch were a little rotten. I woke up the next Saturday morning to him having already disassembled the stairs and put the supports in for the new ones.
Well, I tell you, the fastest way to make my husband do something is just to tell him I'm ordering a power tool to do it. They'll say, what are you doing online? What are you buying? I'm like, oh, I need a new compressor so I can do it. And he's like, oh, no, I'll just go do it. Thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful. It has been a great conversation with you guys today. Fred, I think we're right up to the end of this show, but that was a great conversation, guys. It really was. Thank you. So I need Kenny to stay here. Kenny, I want you to be.
And this has been another episode of Lunch with Lynn, avoiding the networking disasters. We're here every Thursday from noon to 2 Central. If you'd like to be part of the audience or take part of it, go to zoomwithlynn.com, get signed up. Until next week, enjoy your networking and stay away from the networking vampires.